bueno, voy a arrancar. Nada, voy a intentar hacerlo lo más corto posible. Mi nombre es Gonzalo Coelho. Por ahí ya hablé con algunos de ustedes. Yo trabajo para JAN3 como desarrollador y trabajamos en el desarrollo de la app de Aqua. JAN3 es una empresa de Bitcoin que se enfoca en la hiperbitcoinización y... Momento. I made a promise to Boris that I had to do this in English. My bad. I'll restart in English. JAN3. Yeah, I work for JAN3 as a developer. It's focused on making Bitcoin more accessible worldwide and to users, and especially to users in Latin America. You probably heard of Samson Moe, its founder. He used to work as CSO in Blockstream. Yeah, he's been very bullish on podcasts, interviews, and yeah, that's what he thinks. At first I thought he was just doing it for marketing, but I met him in person, and he's really that bullish. He truly believes in that, in Bitcoin. And also another important fact is that he's a Boca Juniors fan. And like Boca, Bitcoin, they can imitate us, but they cannot be equals. Moving on to more serious stuff, Aqua is a non-custodial Bitcoin and USDT wallet that allows for Lightning payments. What this means is that users get to manage their own keys while also making Lightning payments and receiving Lightning payments in a UX-friendly way. And yeah, throughout the day we talked about how could that work, but I'll go deeper onto how's that happening. But first, let's go deeper on the challenges that Aqua tries to solve. First, non-custodial Lightning. There's wallets like Blitz and Wallet of Satoshi that allow for a really UX-friendly way of making and receiving Lightning payments, but you don't get to keep your own keys. And the alternative can be to set up your own Lightning wallet, non-custodial one, but you have to face the issue of managing your own channels. This means opening your channel and managing the liquidity. I put out a simple example. Let's say Green opens a channel to Orange, then she can spend, let's say, 2 million Satoshis. She can pay as much as that to Orange or anyone well connected to Orange. To anyone in the network if Orange is well connected. But she cannot receive anything because at the beginning she doesn't have the inbound liquidity to actually get paid. After a couple of payments, she can actually accumulate inbound liquidity and start receiving payments. But she has to go through all that trouble, and yeah, having to consider that is a huge pain point, and newbies are not capable of doing that, not yet at least. So yeah, that's one of the problems. The second problem, we talked about it today, base layer can get really expensive. Chase mentioned something of the likes of $100 for transaction. That can happen, and yeah, people in Latin America get priced out at, I don't know, $5, and then they start using exchanges. They stop caring about costing their own keys. And finally, making integrations with Bitcoin and stablecoins easier. It's something that it's really necessary, at least in my opinion. Yeah, people in Latin America and Argentina are using USDT heavily, mostly on exchanges, but still, if they had the possibility of accessing cheap swaps for Bitcoin, they will probably start using Bitcoin more, and I think that would be great. Sí. Uy, toma. Me estaba molestando. Gracias. Well, now we have seen the benefits of Liquid. We can see how Aqua using Liquid is logical. Yeah, all this great stuff that we talked about today. and this solves the last two issues I mentioned. Um, well, I think I misplaced this slide, but doesn't matter. Uh, Aqua lets you integrate USDT on Liquid, lets you hold your private keys for USDT on Liquid, but also lets you manage other stablecoins like uh, the Japanese yen, euro, Mexican pesos, and Brazilian reales. So yeah, these are hidden by default, so people in Argentina don't get to see them. But it's nice if you need them, having the possibility of managing them. But these are hidden for default users who probably don't care. Um, as I was saying, swapping between liquid USDT and liquid Bitcoin is possible on Aqua thanks to SideSwap. I think Chase talked about this earlier. Yeah, I think the fees are something of the likes of 0.6% for, yeah. So yeah, that's the maximum I've seen, and I think it's pretty cheap. Um, and another feature that Aqua allows is operating with other chains. But you don't need to actually hold USDT on Ethereum or USDT on Tron or whatever. You just hold USDT on Liquid, and whenever you need to receive a payment from a friend, let's assume you have a friend who uses Ethereum, you can receive that on Liquid via another provider called SideShift, which takes care of receiving, in case you want to pay something, receiving your USDT on Liquid and paying your friend, let's say, in the chain he desires. So yeah, we have a wallet that supports both Bitcoin, USDT, liquid Bitcoin, and operates with other chains. But I mentioned that it's non-custodial and it manages Lightning. How does this happen? I think you might know. Yeah, the way we do it is we convert the liquid funds, the liquid BTC funds, into Lightning using bolts, which acts as a bridge between all the different uh, Bitcoin layers. And this way, whenever we want to receive something on Liquid, um, whenever we want to, someone wants to pay us via Lightning, we can create an atomic swap with bolts, specifically a reverse submarine swap, because a reverse submarine swap, sorry, and bolts generates an invoice that our friend can pay, and after receiving those funds, bolts will forward the money, the Bitcoin, to our to the Lightning address we provided to them. The same would go the other way around, and bolts takes the bolts API takes care of everything. Another feature that Aqua has is that we have a marketplace on the app that allows for buying Bitcoin in different regions, and there are a couple of features coming soon regarding interest-bearing products like lending Bitcoin and getting an interest on those Bitcoin, and also something I've been working on, which are the Visa cards, uh, um, which, well, yeah, we're calling them Dolphin cards, which are non-KYC. They are digital though, and we can fund them with BTC, LBTC, and LUSDT. I don't know if you can read this, but it's like a 4,000 US dollars limit per month, and the fee is 1%, which for lower than for payments lower than $100, it's fixed $1. So yeah, maybe it doesn't make much sense to spend $5 and pay another dollar on fees. But anyways, I think it's pretty cool. The guys that are working on this because this is just an integration, we're working with a different company, said that they're working towards integrating it with Google Pay and Apple Pay. So yeah, when that happens, it will be much easier to use also. I think we can. How are we on time? We can go with this. Yeah, as Paulo mentioned today, GDK is like the old way of doing liquid. It's still good, but in Aqua, everything we do regarding liquid is using GDK, and this is because when Aqua started, there was no other liquid library. So yeah, but we're planning to move towards LWK and BDK, but not yet. I'll create, like, I'll show you an example from the code from the app, which is in GDK, and later I'll make a demo in using LWK. So yeah, this is a simple example. It's just, well, initializing our GDK wrapper, connecting to the Liquid and the Bitcoin chain, because as Paulo said, it works both for Bitcoin and Liquid. And yeah, that's it. And after that, we have an example of just generating an address. In the session, you can we just call a high level function from GDK, which is like get the receive address. When we have to pass the two parameters, like session, which has the XPath for the HD wallet, and the details, which hold the derivation path that will tell us which specific address are we generating. I guess we can use that to show how we do submarines and how do we do swaps on bolts. I think in this example we're doing a reverse submarine swap, and first, I guess we need to generate a liquid. Let's do it this way. We generate the liquid address because we cannot hold Lightning funds. We just can hold liquid Bitcoin, and we also need to generate a new mnemonic every time we do a swap. But this is a bolts thing, because we shouldn't use like the mnemonic that we use for our private keys on chain. This is something that it's related to how the bolts API works, and for that specific swap, we have the key pair, we control the keys, and then we just discard them. And with that, um, we can use bolts API, in which we specify our liquid address where where we will receive the funds, and they will give us a response with a Lightning invoice, which is sorry for the dark code. It's just that I wanted to keep the context, but it's, well, I think it was in the prior slide, but it's in there, the invoice, and the last step is just UI code, which is just generating a QR code from that Lightning invoice so we can show it on the app. Yeah, demo time, and now I'll show an example of using LWK CLI, and yeah, to begin with, if you're using can you see? Let me see. Is that better? If you're using LWK CLI, I was. It's nice to know. It took me a while to figure out that. Yeah, you need to set up an environment variable called network and change it to mainnet. Otherwise, it will default to the testnet. So yeah, I need to start the server here. Then I'll move to a different tab, and feel free to ask questions. The what? It's fully custodial, and I mean the wallet is non-custodial, and the swaps, uh, you just send the fund, your USDT to Sideshift, the provider, and they send it to the. Oh yes, you have to trust them. Yeah, yeah, I see. Right.
When you're doing the with their bolts integration,
I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah, you're right. No, side swap. The right,
there's the side shift, and then the side swap is the
right. That's right. Okay. No, no, it's okay. Thank you. Yeah. You can see here the different things we can do with the LWK CLI. Notice how at the top, oh, it's so small. Can you see better there? We have the signer and the wallet separated, and I want to showcase a bolts swap, so I'll do it now. For that, I will generate a mnemonic using the signer. Now I have it here. What I need to do is to generate a descriptor. So single sig. No, I'm skipping a step. I need to load that mnemonic into a wallet, into a signer. I mean, load software. We'll see a couple of options. We input the. We have to name this signer. I guess we can call it S. And the mnemonic. We just paste it in there, and we specify that we don't persist this. Now, if we call LWK CLI signer list, we can see our signer called S. Now we should be able to generate a single sig descriptor that will let us load the wallet and generate an address. Feel free to ask. I need
similar as the CLI with LWK. So what they just learned with LRES. Is there some overlap there, or is it?
I'm not really sure about Element CLI, but I found some, like from today I found some similarities.
The common line there, right there.
Hmm. I see. I call it this. We specify the signer. We need to specify which strategy for lending we want to use. Slip. And using a step. And the kind of descriptor that we want. Uh, this one is for SegWit addresses. And now that we have our descriptor, this will be used to generate addresses. Okay, click. Using the wallet section, you can see all the different stuff we can do, but we'll keep it. We just want to generate an address, the fourth row. But first we need to load the wallet. Okay, click. Load. Check that there's no addresses for no that I'll check that there's no wallets before that. Wallet load wallet. We'll call it W. Name. No, the script. And now I should have created a new wallet. Paste. Yeah, it's there. Now to generate an address, you can see the options. Uh, Wallet address. We just need to specify the wallet, and by default, it will give us the first address that can be generated with index 0. And if we do index 1, we'll generate another. And I think it's interesting if we copy this address, and uh, think it's better if I just use the manual bolts atomic swap creator instead of using their API. It's easier, and you can copy this address. And now we want to receive 2,000 sats on Lightning, and in the end I'll end up with 50 less than that. I create the swap, and now does someone want to pay it? Nah, I'm just kidding. Maybe. Uh, yeah, Lightning. Yeah. Yeah, sure. I mean, I can blame green if it doesn't work. Cool. Okay, yeah, that's okay. I'm defensive, but there's no aqua related stuff here yet.
Okay, so transaction fail. This means
Okay.
that's why
No problem. No problem. I'm going to pay with I'm going to try with mine, so you don't have to pay me. Don't worry. I was willing to steal Chase funds, but not yours. Right. I don't know if I did something wrong, but I'm going to try something else. I j- Could you repeat? I think there's a couple of scenarios in which if the I think if Volts is not able to pay your Lightning, make the Lightning payment, you can ask for a refund with them. And if you pay with Lightning and something goes wrong with the liquid, I guess they can return the Lightning funds like automatically. Right, the Lightning payment might fail. Yeah, yeah, it fails. And now we can see, it got paid, and now there's an actual balance on that address. Um, yeah, I was thinking of maybe doing the way back, but I think it will take too long, and copying pasting invoices here will be a pain. So, but you got the idea. I think we're over time anyways. And any questions? Yeah, sure. That's the bash. You're just using. That's no, that's written on Rust. Correct me, Pablo. Uh, I saw a presentation from Pablo from last year, I think, and he said that it's that the LWK is like it doesn't take much place. I'll take his word. I trust him. So yeah,
What's the timeline for Aqua to migrate from GDK to LW?
I think we're trying to transition slowly, so we start incorporating LWK while keeping GDK, not just making a sweep of GDK. But I don't have like the timeline, like exact that timeline.
So you're doing a parallel build, or just some features, some parts of the migrate?
I think what has been discussed with brands was that some parts of the wallet will start incorporating LWK and also start using Breeze for some new Lightning functionality, which makes it easier. Yeah, no worries. Now let's go to the presentation. Well, I was going to let you follow up and maybe do it with me, but yeah, we're way over time. So now, this part of the presentation, uh, oh, sorry, let me do it properly. I just wanted to mention that on Jan3 we're looking for a mobile app developer that knows Flutter. The QR is the job post. All that they copy pasted from the job post, you can read it there. Yeah, I think that's the end. I think it's important to know how all this stuff works, but I think it's even more important to know why we're doing it. And it just so happened that I had a couple of copies from for the of the the fiat standard from Saifedean Namus, and I think it's really informative. And yeah, if you want one, my wife will be handing them out. Yeah, there they are. So anyway, yeah, I have like plenty, so pick one. And yeah, that's the end of the presentation. I hope you liked it. Thanks.